I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
he's really handy
No
in a fight,
problem,
isn't
Cookie.
Yeah, and now by this time, since you guys, shot that other zombie out in the hallway, there's actually zombies. Well, the living dead. They're actually kind of scratching at a couple of the outer doors.
And we still have this mother and son to worry about.
Yeah, I'm going to stake one of them in the head with my kitchen knife, dude.
Okay, you're gonna.
So if somebody else wants
wow,
to get
I
one
like
of the
Yeah,
other ones.
I'll get the other one.
Okay.
These are preventative measures here. According to Betty, these things is going to rise up, which we've seen it with our own eyes anyhow, dragging that heart attack victim out earlier.
Yeah.
They come right back.
And a couple of the colonel's men, they basically hold up one of those black sheets, and you guys do your thing, and then basically cover up the two bodies.
Okay. Well, 3 count the little girl. Okay. We pile them all together. That beard grooming going on there. I feel it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shaving the beard.
I just always have to groom it, man, like multiple times a day.
All right.
Probably 15 times
Not going
a
to keep
day.
you sheen otherwise.
I got to. I still haven't ordered that beard wax yet. I really need to get that
Right.
beard wax, because I think the beard wax is going to keep it nice and straight and stop it from curling. But all right, so you guys get taken care. You get the little girl taken care of, the mother, and also the son that was attacked, and the black blankets put over him, and. Kirkman says that, well, that's good. I was afraid we were going to have to dump those bodies into the hall, and I really didn't feel like wasting more rounds on them. So it's good that you guys have those knives. All right. So he says, yeah, that's important. We can't leave these things in here to turn, because all hell will break loose. Yeah.
I say to Kirk, every death should be stabbed in the head.
Oh, for sure. And I'm glad that you're here, and thanks for lending a hand for doing that. Also, I really appreciate it, there, Mr. Man Puck.
Yeah.
Man, Puck.
Puck Manfred is the name.
He's over there. What are you eating over there, Puck?
Looks noodly.
I was eating some noodles.
Are you eating ramen noodles?
Yeah, I'll take black lemonade off.
Noodles.
Puck, did you get your
Belgian ramen noodles?
Did you get your hair cut? Belgian ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Did you?
Waffle flavor.
You're
My
looking.
mother did it.
Oh, you're looking good there, Puck. All the ladies in the channel, Puck is a single man.
Yeah, he's single.
Yep, he's single.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, look! Oh my God! Nice
love it.
ass, nice ass.
And
Love
an
it.
exotic accent.
He's totally cheesing.
All right, so over the next couple hours, the sun comes up more,
Okay.
and people are really they're on knife's edge, basically. Over the night, Mrs. Harfton's expanded her flock up to about 40 to 50 people now. Actually, a
Whoa.
pretty good amount of people. And Kirkman's off talking to his soldiers, and you go back and check on, and your son is also fine, Betty. Sam, he's been pretty much with you the whole entire time. Cletus, on the other hand, he looks like he's stabilized. I mean, it doesn't look like he's getting any worse. But he does still have that type of yellowish, and a couple of the medical physicians, the medical staffs on the ship, they've actually been taking care of him, and they actually asked, well, why in the hell is he in a cage? Is this just for preventative measures, or?
Yeah, we don't know what's wrong with him.
Yeah, we just want to be safe. We're not sure if he's just sick or maybe sick. if you know what I mean.
And you know, over the next couple hours, another older man, you know, everybody knew that this guy had lost his little girl to the living dead. You know, he had talked about killing himself several times, you know, before you guys had gone to sleep, but
Let Puck talk to him.
yeah, let Buck talk to him. Fuck it, I'm ending it here. So somehow he got a hold
Puck will
of.
give him the knife.
yeah, he will. So he basically got a hold of a very sharp shard of metal, and you know, during this couple hours, you know, he actually slit his throat also. So there's another one that bit the dust that you guys had to basically take care of so they wouldn't turn. Maylock, take it easy. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah.
Good
I
seeing
just
you.
think my
Don't be a
nose is going
stranger,
blunt.
Maylock. Don't be a
Yeah,
stranger.
this is becoming a regular thing. I'm becoming
Oh.
desensitized to stabbing white folks in the head. I don't know how I'm going to be once I get back to the
Oh
mainland,
my!
guys.
Look who we've got here.
Just think of the stories that you're going to be able to tell the hood in Chicago.
I know, right? Yeah.
Hi, Pathfinder.
What's up, man? I mean,
Make sure you open his
Lady
door.
and gents.
Hey, man. So you're in a Bengal tiger. You're in one of the Siegfried and Roy Bengal tiger cages because of your condition has kind of escalated a little bit to where you're stable, but you're just in a very, very sick state right now, in a very sickly state. But you're in a cage. I didn't think you were going to be here. Good to see you tonight, Pathfinder. So you guys are, you know, everybody's calm at the moment after this guy just basically slit his throat. It's a moment of calm for the most part. So you guys, you know, everybody's talking. Mr. Forthington is also going between passengers and reassuring them that everything is going to be fine. And then you can see that after several minutes, Mr. Forthington, after he sees the guy, you know, kill himself over his daughter, you know, he's feeling remorse and he's in tears over the guy and the young girl and his family, and he keeps muttering, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry for all of this," you know, and he's yelling, not yelling, but he's saying, "Please, please forgive me. I'm so sorry, everyone." And you know, he basically walks over to Mrs. Harton's sermon over there and is listening to her. You know, she was dancing all night. You know, wasn't being loud, wasn't causing any kind of trouble, but just basically leading song and prayer and all that other stuff. You know, she occasionally was reading from her Bible and whatnot, you know, trying to gather more people around her, and she did a good job of it. I mean, that's what she aimed to do, and that's what she did, you know. So, you know, Mr. Forthington's sobbing. He gets to his feet. He kind of got down on his knees and was sobbing. Goes over to, you know, Miss Harton's sermon and starts apologizing to, you know, the members of her flock and to her. And then you can hear her say, "And what are you sorry for?" You know, and that's what Mrs. Harton basically asked him. And then, you know, he stops before her and basically stooped, and he looks utter just defeated, man. I mean, he's looking like he's been on a 4-day binger, all night bingers for 4 nights,
Right.
man. You know, and you know he basically says, "I can think of a." She says, "I can think of an entire list of sins for which you should repent for, Mr. Forthington, but you must acknowledge your gluttonous lifestyle from your own lips." And he says, I'm sorry. I was gonna risk everyone, and I was gonna sink the ship." And Miss Harton says, "Excuse me?"
Oh,
No, no.
my God.
And
we might have a mob on our hands.
she
This
is
fool-
taken
this
back
fool
a
done
little bit.
found Jesus and spilled the beans. Lord have mercy.
And then
We should have put him in a cage.
Yep.
Mr.
I agree.
Forthington says, I hired some of the men to sink the Pinnacle so I could collect the insurance money. I swear I never meant for anybody to get hurt. This is, oh my God, this is all my fault. I'm so sorry.
I start moving away from the crowd.
All right, so everybody's going to start going on the outskirts of the, and
Kind of toast.
yeah, you can see Colonel Brackenridge. He gets on his. You can hear him actually, on his little earbud piece, and you can see that they're starting to go to the the perimeters of the room also. And Miss Harton's expression and confusion just turns to anger, man, and she slaps the shit out of Forthington. And now, Miss Harton's stands up on the table and she calls for her flock, her assembly, to attention as she's telling Mr. Forthington to repeat what that he just told her and repeat it in a loud fashion. And he does. And then she asks him who the men are that were hired to kill them. And he's denying that anybody was going to die. I didn't mean for anybody to get hurt. But then he starts pointing out Colonel Brackenridge and his soldiers.
Whoa.
And then Kirkman's with you guys, and his eyes are kind of looking at you, and he puts his hand on his pistol, and he's fixing to, blaze of glory. So at this point, Mrs. Harton, she's seizing the opportunity, man. She's blaming Mr. Forthington, all of this, and the soldiers for bringing the wrath of God upon them. Now, the guy that you helped guide here to the auditorium, Jonathan Tremor, he disagrees. He actually disagrees with Miss Harton. And he's calling out what she's doing as pure fucking insanity. And he's calling her a quack job and that she needs mental help. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's punched by another one of the flock of Mrs. Harton. And then, a small scuffle breaks out between the two guys, and then some people basically just break it up. And Jonathan, his wife, Ellen, is a nurse, and he's got a busted lip. The other guy's got a busted lip, so they're basically tending to each other's wounds. All right.
Yeah, they've calmed down now.
Well, Mrs. Harton turns to her congregation and says that God must have a sacrifice of blood to appease him for everything mankind has done to them. And she points to Mr. Forthington. She points to Mr. Forthington at first. And then, then she points to Jonathan Tremor, his wife, and several others, and then they start yelling in protest.
Lady, we handle rattlesnakes and we ain't as crazy as you. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Stay in your cage, Cletus.
You're safe in the cage. So
Isn't that what Jesus was for?
yeah, so they say. So as everybody is arguing, all of a sudden a single gunshot rings out, and then it's silent. The air is split by this gunshot. So Kirkman is standing on top of the auditorium chairs, and he has his gun leveled at the group, at Mrs. Harton's flock, and he has his gun leveled at the group moving towards Forthington as he, steps down off of the chair, waving the gun back and forth between the dozens of members that she has now. And then he yells out, "The next goddamn person that takes even a half a step towards Forthington dies." And that's what Kirkman says in a very icy, chilling voice. And then Colonel Brackenridge and his two soldiers level their automatic rifles at the group also, clearly backing up Kirkman in this situation. As they should. They owe him one. So, as Kirkman makes a last stand against the growing crowd of people, under the spell of this crazy-ass Mrs. Hartman and her doomsday prophecy, you start to notice that several others are moving across the stage with everything from rounded sticks to, the old microphone stands that aren't even working. And looks like they're grabbing anything for makeshift weapons. So Kirkman, he stands up on another chair, pushes a guy out of it, a handicapped, disabled guy, pushes him out of his chair, stands on top of it. He doesn't. I'm just kidding. He goes, now, listen to me, and listen to me good. I don't like this son of a bitch any more than the rest of you. But I swear to the Christ, I swear to your Christ, the first person to make another move towards him will get a bullet in the head. And do I make myself clear? And then, Mrs. Hartman, she says, "Ooh, well, you can't shoot all of us, Mrs. Kirkman, now can you?" And then he says, "No. Absolutely, I cannot. But who wants to be the first to die?" And then he, real quickly turns to someone and says, "Do you want to die?" One of the guys holding the microphone stand. "You want to die?" And then he turns really quickly to another guy in the flock. "Do you want to die too?" And he just kind of, takes a step backwards. "How about you?" He points the gun at another guy, and he just raises his hand, man, like he's surrendering. And then
I
he
want
goes,
to interrupt wherever.
"Sure,
feasible.
go for it." Well, just one more. He says, "I
Okay,
know.
go ahead.
How about you?" And then he points the gun at Mrs. Hartman. "How about you?" "Sure, go for it. What's up?"
I shout out, "Look, everyone. We are the only ones left on the ship. We cannot kill each other."
And then you hear someone in the crowd say, "Yeah, and you're helping these guys. You're guilty as they are." And then a couple other people said, "Yeah, you guys are guilty too. You're part of the reason of this also." So now, a lot of the other people in the back of the flock and around you, as you guys are on the perimeters of the wall, now they're starting to turn around and look at you also.
I pull my pistol out and step in front of her.
And I step on
I
the
like
chair.
I hold my pistol also in my hand.
Ooh.
I got it sideways, cocked, at a downward angle. Not aiming at anybody, but it's in gangster pose right now.
You got it sideways, pointed down.
Ways pointed down. Yeah.
So
And
as
step up on the chair next to Kirkman and yell quiet to everyone. Say, "Those things are knocking at the auditorium doors. If anybody even breathes wrong, we will open those doors, and nobody is getting out of here alive."
Yeah, and as you say that, she says, basically, Mrs. Harton, she says, "Fine, sweetie. Oh, sweetie, go ahead and open the doors. I'm not afraid to meet my Maker. I'm not afraid to die and meet our Lord. Hell, shoot
Yes,
me
but
in the
you
head
see,
for all
now
you
these
want."
things come from what you call the seven hells. Therefore, you will be in a soulless purgatory. You're not going to meet your Maker.
"Oh, yes, I will, darling. Yes, I
No,
will."
because this is actually older than the Bible. This is from the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is actually a longer surviving book than
But you're
the
confusing
Bible.
Catholicism with Christianity.
"In the end, darling, your satanic spew that you are mumbling out of that mouth of yours, that pretty little beautiful mouth of yours,
Whoa.
you see the results will be the same. We will all join God, and you, and you, and you, and definitely you." As she points at she points towards Kirkman, and she says, "Definitely the devil down there," and she points to Forthington. "You will all go to that devil, and then you will live your life. You will live the rest of eternity with the devil."
Actually, I'm a
Burning
Lutheran.
in the
We don't
pits of
believe in
hell.
hell.
I'm born again. I'm straight. I'm straight one.
Alright, I'll interrupt again then, if I may.
Sure.
Alright, so that we don't all die, let's go ahead and set sides. Those who want to die and go to heaven, join Mrs. What's-Her-Face. The rest of you come with us, and we'll open these doors and let them play with the zombies.
All right. So Kirkman,
So maybe we can get a room dividing.
you can hear people say, oh, "I want to get out of here alive. I want to go back home. I want to get off this godforsaken ship. Yeah, me too." And you hear all this going on. So you see people going over to this room, and the flock is just not moving. They're prepared to die. So you got people in the back where you're at, Vay. You got people starting to go one way. People go the other way. And then, all of a sudden, you hear, "Get that son of a bitch! Yeah, get him!" And then the crowd starts running towards Kirkman. So now, Kirkman opens fire. You got Colonel Brackenridge. He's opening fire. His 3 men are opening fire. So there's, quite a few of these guys going down. And then, all of a sudden, you just see Kirkman being overwhelmed. The colonel and his men are being overwhelmed, and just in a matter of seconds, they're all overwhelmed, taken down to the floor. Looks like they're being beaten pretty severely, and their guns are taken away from them. And then, this religious zealot, Mrs. Harton, she turns towards everybody else and says, "Get the traitors! They're involved with Kirkman as well." So as you guys have all of your weapons drawn, and now now you have, you're consumed pretty much instantly, Betty. I mean, you can get a couple rounds off. You take a couple people down, but you're basically overwhelmed. I mean, in an instant. I mean, there's no need to even. There's 30, 40 people around you. As for Vera and Puck and Dee Dee, you guys are in the back. You guys are able to take out quite a few. I mean, you're able to take out probably 10, but you're eventually overswarmed also. The sheer numbers overwhelm you guys.
Right.
So now. They all know that you've been working together as part of Kirkman's team, and that's what, you guys don't get beaten. The one thing is you don't get beaten. You guys, everybody has one wound, so everybody's going to have a wound. But unless you guys want to soak the wound, you can take a Benny. Sure, I don't have no problem if you guys want to do a vigor check.
Do that.
Yeah, all right. So everybody go ahead and give me a vigor check to see if you guys soak your wounds. Because you guys still have all of your bennies for tonight. Dee Dee, you get yours. Soaked. You're not shaken either. Puck, man, you get yours soaked. Betty, you get yours soaked. Vera, you get yours soaked. Basically, everybody gets theirs soaked. All right. Nice wild die roll, Puck. Nice job. So you guys don't get the brunt end of it as like the Colonel and Kirkman. You guys didn't get the worst end of it for sure. So you guys are all disarmed, and you're basically immobile. you're being basically pinned down, watched by at least a couple dozen passengers, and then six people. As the floor kind of separates, and you can see Mrs. Harton. She's saying that the blood must be served now. The sacrifice must be now. So six guys grab Mr. Forthington. And Forthington is begging to be let go, and they're basically taking him right to the auditorium door. There's several auditorium doors, and towards the northern part where up on the stage, those doors really aren't having the the living dead pushing on them and stuff. It's the ones towards the back, and so they're taking Forthington over to one of these side doors. Yes, Puck.
And where are we in relation to the doors?
You guys are basically you're in the middle as the basically the crowd split, and now it seems like Mrs. Harton has the majority of the people on her side now. I mean, it's kind of crazy how the power shifted to her and her flock, that's for sure. And now they have all the guns. They have your guns. They have the semi-automatic weapons of the paramilitary men of Colonel Brackenridge, and also of the few remaining security members of Kirkman's detail. So they're pretty much armed to the hilt now.
This fucking Forthington. I knew we should have tied him up and put him in the goddamn tiger cage. This is what we get for letting him run loose like a crazy person.
Yeah, and that's old Kirkman's fault there. He's like, he's spitting chiclets out. He's missing a couple teeth now, and he says, yeah, you can just add that to my blunders. He says, yeah, you can add that to my blunders. So, as Forthing is begging to be let go. Let's see.
No, it's nice that Ruth Gordon over there is in red waiting to murder people.
Yeah.
Yep.
She sounds like she get ready to start saying Kali Ma and shit. She's like a fucking cult leader over here.
So, Mrs. Harton puts her hand on the door, turns the handle, and that's where we're going to end the game this week. We actually got through this entire episode. That is awesome.
Kalima.
So that was awesome. I like
good.
it. So we have two more games left. We're going to play. Let me get out to my handy dandy Windows calendar. We're going to play next week on the 11th. We're going to play next week on the 18th. And then the 25th, we'll have our week off, you know what I mean? Or would we? Let's see. We'll have tonight.
That will be 2 more weeks.
Yeah, 2 more weeks. And then our week off will be the 25th. So we'll get 2 more weeks. So yeah, this will be...
But this game will end on the 18th, right?
Yes, this game will end in 2 weeks from tonight. So we'll be playing next week, and then we'll be playing... The finale will be the week after. So, and then we'll have a week off, which is the 25th of the 25th, and then we'll start playing Numenera on the 2nd. The 2nd of July.
Oh boy.
So yeah, we'll be playing, but we will be coming back to this game. But we have 2 games left for this, and I like this. This is I'm trying to make this as you can tell, this is more of a sort of like a narrative game, and but of course, there's not. I don't want you guys to just be fighting zombies all night.
Alright.
I just don't
Feels
think
like
that
a
would be-
choose-your-own adventure thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's what I'm trying to do. So, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and call it here.